Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 50 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. We will start with the progress report. My personal net worth and that of the corporation together, we're now at 90.5 billion ISK. So episode 50, I was wondering if I should do something for the big 50, but actually I'm gonna 52 is gonna be a year since the start of the series and the channel. So we're probably gonna I'm gonna rate my first year more than my first 50 episode. So anyway, 90.5 billion ISK. If you want to look at where it went, Tanak got like a 250 maybe bill increase. Actually, Tanak did a lot of incursion this week, so there's probably 1 billion, a little more than a billion of that progression that is me doing incursion, but I had some stuff in my hangar that I moved over to the corp hangar. So you can see that Toy Company raised a lot. Erica didn't move that much. That's my CO Allcorp, and Gonzaros Holding is basically holding steady because we're not adding structure as of yet. So it is a progression. If we are going on that path, we will not make it to 100 billion by the first year. So a lot of people say, like, what's the fastest you can get to 1 billion? Well, I'm doing how fast can I get to 100 bill. Actually, I wasn't doing it as fast as I could, because if I would start that again today with what I know, I would be doing incursion from day one. I wouldn't be running a corp. Would just be spamming incursion. That would probably be my fastest way to get to 100 billion. But this is not the journey I chose in EVE, and I think that what I'm doing is actually more fun than just seeing a counter go up. Anyway, so that's part of that. If we want to look a little bit in the detail of where it is at, you can see that the liquid ISK increased a bit because most of that is incursion cash asset. And that is skill point. Those are 2 Orca that are being built. That's still 1 implant that I have to sell, and the rest is part of that is skill point. So a big chunk of that is asset. We are at a point where we're trying all the time to translate asset into ISK. It is harder than it looks. So anyway, well, you can liquidate, but if you don't want to lose too much money transforming asset into ISK, you have to take your time. You have to find a good place to sell. Okay, next in the line, HR. If I go into HR here, home book, HR, you will have those are corpse bulletin. Here we're at 145 members, so that's 5 more than last week. That is a good, again, good progression. If we want to look here, they are online people or people playing regularly, so I would still say at least here, this is like what this is, maybe here. So yeah, more than half the corp log in daily, and a bunch log in like 7 days, and we got the last little chunk here. I do need to make some cleanup here, but all in all, it is an active corp. As you see, we're not a paper tiger that can't put people on grid. Like you get a lot of those in EVE, 100 people corp, and 5 of them show up. So we're a real active corp. We are always recruiting. Some people are asking me, are you recruiting? Yeah, we are always trying to recruit. Any corp that stops recruiting is a corp that will eventually die, and we are planning on growing that corp as big as I will see how big we can inflate the balloon. So we're growing, and we're keep moving forward. aside from that industrial operation, we did sold to Orca this week. Orca price have been going down significantly recently. If I go in Eve Marketer, do I have it open here? Let me just Marketer here. Here, because we've been selling Orca, and I really need to start looking at some other industrial cap to take advantage of our structure. We are making money on an Orca, but not as much as we used to. And see, the price has gone under 100 at 1,100. 1.1 billion, sorry. So the price has gone down from the peak price here, where we were making like good margin. Here, our margin on an Orca, if I would sell it at that price at 1.1 billion, we would be making maybe 300 mil on an Orca, but we aren't selling at that price all the time. And you do have to take into account taxes. The one we had on contract didn't sell. So selling an Orca with the taxes, you're already talking with like at least 30 million tax if you're selling straight to a buy order. If you're putting up a sale order, then you got some extra broker fee to pay. Sometimes we do the math, but anyway, we're making maybe 200 mil when we sell an Orca. If I would look, like the title of my series is Building My Industrial Empire. If I look at that total value here, I would say that between 5 to 10 billion of that total 90 bill are actual industry profit. I'm not talking about mining though, because a lot of that is actual mining by corp member, but the actual production part of the supply chain is 5% of the total money, 5-10% max for a corp that is focusing on doing that. I mean, that's the reality of it. So I'm being transparent here. We do produce significantly. I mean, we and corp member do use our structure to produce for themselves too. But it is not where the largest part of our money come from. So what else? So we did sold to Orca. We do have 2 other in the cooker, and a third one that is almost finished and ready to launch. There was 2 mining ops this week. One last Saturday, which was a ISEC or mining that we used, and we did run our first low sec mining ops today on our moon pole. So we didn't mine our moon chunk that we pulled. It was a shorter operation than what we do when we do ISEC, but we did manage to get 700 mil worth of ore in about 1.5 hours, I would say. So it was like at least we're getting basically the same amount that we did on the usual typical Saturday operation, but in half the time. So, and that's a R32 that we have. So it's a Mercury moon. So it is valuable. On our R64, it would be even more valuable. So moon pole are worth significantly more right now as a source of income than ISEC mining. The other thing that we need to try is actual low sec belt mining operation, which could be very interesting too. Becquet, unfortunately, is not a very good low sec mining system. There's not enough belt, so we would strip mine the system is always strip mine anyway. So that's what we need to look at, because right now what we're looking at is how to scale our corp revenue. We're pulling decent number. We're doing progression every week, but we want to try to increase that, like shift gear and put that into second gear and get, like, if we could get into a comfortable like 4 or 5 bill coming in every week, that would help us fuel our growth faster. So we are looking at different ways to increase that. We do have something that works, so we're building from where we are. But we want to improve on that and try to increase the revenue without going into a major tax increase for the player. And that's the hard part, because I mean, I could, like, okay, we run at 1% tax, so I could say, okay, well, put the tax at 5%, but that's not the way we're going. And same thing for services in our structure. Services are free for member, because we know that industry profit are very low. So we don't want to gouge them on their industry profit, and they do volunteer time for corporate operations. So it's really a question of, when we're using our members' time for the corporation, we want to maximize the revenue we're getting from that. So that's like our biggest concern right now. We ended up selling at least $500 million worth of compressed Velspar, because we're basically flooded with the thing. We're over flooded with ISEC mineral, and usually we're kind of short on the low and nullsec one. So we are liquidating sometime, like compressed Velspar on the market. We did sell about $500 million of that. I don't like to do that, but at some point there's no point in keeping a super large stockpile of Velspar if you're not producing anything with it. So that's about it for the industrial operation. War and politics. Politics. There is a corp. Let me just reload the MOTD. Null. Sorry if I butcher your name, guys. Null Seshnaya Sholupin, that anchored 2 large POS in Becquet. Initially, when that happened, we were like everything went on full alert, and okay, somebody's anchoring a POS, what can we do to stop that and everything. And then we ended up talking with them, and from what we understood is that they are setting up like a jump highway to move for Warren Fountain. So we basically were staying out of their way. They're not bothering us, and we're not bothering them. They're a league above us in firepower anyway, so no point in it. I mean, they do their thing, and it's not impacting us in any negative way. So there's no point in looking at the confrontation with those guys, and we wouldn't win anyway. So right now they're there, and that's it. But it did create a little bit of a panic when it happened, and Discord was shaking, and we initially, when we didn't know, we were worrying, are they coming to hit us, or are they like installing stuff to come and riff our structure? And then we eventually find out what was happening. Aside from that, fight this week. Week started. One or two of our guys went with Spectre Fleet, so they painted our kill board with a lot of nice green from Pen Out, because I think there was a fight between the Spectre Fleet and the Pen Out fleet in Tama, and Spectre won, and we were with Spectre, so this painted a lot of red on the kill board. And we did 2 filament runs this week, actually the same day. So we're picking up those little cormorant here, and they're incredibly cheap fit, like 5 million each. So we're getting a bunch of them, and we're popping a filament. And the first one we arrived at in a horde system, and it was pretty fast. They were on us pretty fast. We did manage to shoot a tornado before we got destroyed. So that was a cool fight, and we still had time, so we just jumped into more cormorant and we popped another filament, and then we ended up in a goon staging capital. We played around a little bit. We found an Ishtar that we managed to kill, and then we ended up at like a super capital Titan staging area inside of Goon Space here in E3OY-U, and we did poke around a little bit. I want to give a shout out to George here, who said that he was in local. Hey Tanak, I like your show, and he warped to us and the FC, and I wasn't the one FCing. Just say, okay, target lock, shoot. So he did end up dying when he warped to our fleet, and we did play with them a little bit, try to engage, try to find some people to shoot, because we were there to look at target. Nothing against anybody personally. When we do a filament roll, we're just we're just causing trouble. So we did get a few kill and ended up losing the entire fleet. So basically we're ISK positive on both of these fleet, even though the kill board doesn't look good because it's full of red, but any one of these kill is worth more than the fleet that we're getting shot with. After that, we do lose a lot of people to NPC. That's member, they're trying stuff, they're pushing the envelope a little bit, they get shot. I mean, that happened. I don't really mind. I'm not obsessing over the kill board. It does happen. We're still at 29% dangerous. But I mean, people do their stuff all the time, and they try stuff, and they do that. And we do occasionally, we do have like a regular fight with, I would say our main sparring partner is White Sky, where they are picking up our miner regularly. We're picking fight with them. Usually when we have a large fleet, they don't show. On small gang, I would say they often get the better of us, because they do have like here, if you look at what they drop here on that Praxis, like 2 Marshall, a Panther, Widow, so they do drop easy on those ship when they do fight us. So here they engage in Gnosis, and they just got blocked majorly. So still, they're fun fight. So we don't mind. I mean, that's part of the game, and it's keeping our PvP player on their toe, and it's all good fun. So aside from that, politically, it is very calm. We're not into any major conflict except like locally with White Sky. So we are looking at. I mean, as a CEO, I'm always trying. I don't want to commit large asset to fight just to fight. I like to commit asset to increase either the corp revenue or claim some territory or something. So we're looking at opportunity to maybe cause a little bit of trouble ourselves, because well, I was always saying I'm a businessman and everything, but now I'm a businessman with a fleet, and we need to keep that fleet occupied because the guys are getting bored, and we want to find target that will actually be worthwhile for the corp. So we're thinking maybe I don't know. We'll see. We're discussing stuff, so I don't want to give out any promise. So, but it is in the discussion, because when you get to lead a large group like we have, well, there's a lot of people, and you got to basically one of my friend in game once told me that as a CEO you're like the fund manager for the corp, and well, a CEO or an officer in the corp. And I kind of agree with that, because you got to provide your member with content. A lot of people join Guns N' Roses Corp because they like the YouTube series, and at that time keeping that going. But I mean, we are recruiting more and more PvP player. We are growing as in our capability to defend ourselves. And those PvP player, well, they need to PvP to have fun. And filament roam are a way that we do that. Regular PvP ops are a way that we do that. And that's it. I mean, we're kind of progressing in that way. And we'll see where it leads us. But we are at a point where we've grown a little bit, so we're kind of we kind of want to flex our muscle a little bit. And again, I'm not saying that Guns is a super powerful corp in any way. On the Eve scale of thing, we're clearly past the small corp level. At 150 member, we can, when we can put on grid a fleet of 30 battleship, it is a significant size corp. But we do have junior pilot, so we're not like large skill point. We're not building ship. I would say we're a up and coming mid-size corp. So we're trying to find content at our level to keep progressing and to keep going further with that. What else? So, well, that's about it for this week. Next week, I've looked at my invite, invite a friend thing, and 79 people so far created an account based on that series. So 79 people either discover or restarted a character using the invite a friend link that we have, and 13 of them actually upgraded to Omega. So I'm proud of my recruitment video. That means that in 27 I'm getting a Marshal, so keep on using those links. But the thing is, I was talking about this because after a year I might want to splurge a little bit, and maybe like, this is my incursion vindicator. I like the skin, so I'm probably gonna splurge a little bit just to buy myself a new skin or something, or whatever, or maybe skill injector. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I mean, I do enjoy the game, and it is not because of those invite a friend link. I'm getting a lot of free 2 weeks Omega, every time somebody uses like Biplex or stuff. So it doesn't cost me a lot to play right now. I do purchase the extra character account for extra training queue for Erica, just so that I can get 2 characters that are leveled up. So when I have one running the incursion, I still have another one with the corp, and I can switch between the two if my jump clone is not ready. Yeah. So anyway, I'm progressing. I'm probably gonna invest a little bit. If I look at the skill point that I have on Tanak, I'm at 27.8 billion, and out of that, I didn't inject that much. I got maybe four injector. Maybe total 4 or 5. This is like 1 year of it's my main, so every time there's free skill point and stuff like that, they're going to him. But I didn't invest that much, but I want to progress on that character and push him a little bit further. So that's about it for the progression. Oh yeah, I did apply to there's a new partner program. for Eve. I did apply to the partner program. I'm not sure if I get enough views or not. They say they need 1,000 views per video. I'm getting that on some, but not all. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see if I'm accepted or not, but I did apply to the program. So hopefully, crossing my finger that I will get in. And well, that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next week, and bye bye.